Today we are celebrating the 7-year anniversary of this story-driven Metroidvania development that was brought to you by Ubisoft that took the bigger picture and making it its own like never before. I've never done this with a project before, so congrats to this one for becoming the first. I will explain what makes Child of Light what it is and how it holds till this day, personally speaking, that is. The ups, the downs, the characters, the game design will all be here, but not in its own section, because I will be taking it step by step, except we're starting now. So this project released initially April 29, 2014. So today, just 7 years later, just look at the title. Story follows a fictional land named Lemuria where you'll find the good and the bad depending which route you take, but the whole point is to stop Umbra, Black Queen who rules over the world with her 2 daughters. That sounds so cliche if you phrase it just the way how I did. The princess, Aurora, yeah, sorry. She doesn't like being called that. She often corrects the town folks to address her by using her proper name that was given to her, but it doesn't mean you get to be a bitch about it. Take off that crown and let's see what happens. Anyways, Aurora is the whole plot of the story. You look up all sorts of shit and she's going to be that #1 topic, probably because she is the main character. But she's a good character just like most of the characters here. They all play an important role throughout Lemuria and provides you backup. Now, back to Aurora. She contracts a physical omelet that caused her to pass away. She actually dies, but for some reason she awakens on some plot armor shit and turns out there are actually 2 separate worlds, so it's not a dream. She didn't read Word Up magazines, what Biggie Smalls at? But anyways, to return to the world she was brought upon and reunited with her dad, in which who obviously didn't care about her, cause if he did, none of this would have happened. Okay, now seriously, all jokes aside, the story is flawless. But I don't want to focus so much on his story, although it's the main highlight for this gem, so instead, I want to talk about the project itself, like how gorgeous it looks with colorful trees, backgrounds, and so much more with its rhythms, cause this development got bars. Apparently everyone's a rapper in this game. There's a lot of rhythm going on, but that's besides the point. The real point is being able to do so much in a 10 to 15 hour game, depending if you decide on completing side quests when you're clearly going to need to. Cause that final boss is no joke. I can't fuck with it. I couldn't sleep no matter how many times I fought the damn thing, and while we're at it, why in the hell is there an RPG element in a Metroidvania game? And why the easiest difficult mode is hard as shit? I almost shit my pants fighting every one of these boss fights that can't play fair because there are 3 of them in each battle, making it extremely overwhelming, and having to slow these assholes down with the shitty light that can't do shit because there's a draining bar. Like just wow, like that's perfect. That's exactly what I needed. I can't promise you the combat, but I can promise you that you'll get one of the most satisfying stories ever told in a game. It's bright, majestic, a standing ovation worthy of its praises, but most importantly, its atmosphere of this project with every idea. And hear that through the words right out of my mouth, seeing it for the first time ever. I was impressed, because this is a 7-year-old, not that old, but the fact that there are still Metroidvania games with textures and designs like this proves on how well it aged. I like the fact that I can fly to make it easier to get the areas quicker, because seriously, like this chick walks slow as hell. The entire soundtrack from beginning to end has a sweet melody that I can't help but to stop flying once in a while just to hear it once more. The motion connection of each character making them stand out without either one of them being left out. The trap setup making the player believes a project like this will have the easiest route without knowing the consequences if you pay no mind to the situation, of course, because it can be a pain worrying about these traps. My biggest complaint, and this is no hate towards the old school RPG, but is the idea of the old RPG element having to wait for your enemy to attack until you get the next turn. You can have it your way by using the source of light, but that shit is so useless here, it's just a waste of time. And there is a speed item by the obvious title makes you move quicker. But again, waste of time. When the entire time enemies move quicker unless you can counter by rejecting their cast by attacking. But then again, there's this unstoppable casting that even if you attack, they can still get the cast off. Not all enemies, but it's still bothersome. I did not enjoy myself with the combat here, which makes me appreciate the new RPG styles like how Skyrim and other open worlds pull off this time around. And it's not to say everything about it is a pain in the butt to deal with, although it is personally speaking. I do like that you get to use any of the characters from the side quests as you do as an assistance, but that's it really. This development itself is not lackluster. Just look at it here. Story driven with heaven's atmosphere brought it from me here. Thankfully, I got it on sale for $5 on the Nintendo eShop, but that doesn't mean it's bad by any means cause, well, it's challenging as shit. Surprisingly, this time around, it wasn't the puzzles, but the idea of strategizing, cause in here, one mistake is like you're saying goodbye to sweet victory, cause you're never seeing it again if you're a quitter, but we pros out here. I never quit and I did that with this Metroidvania development. I had my ups and downs, to be fair, with this one, but after beating it and calmed down, I gave it thought and realized why it was loved by audience and critics, and just wow. Well, holy shit, what else do I have to say here? You see that up there? Yeah. Well, there you have it. Child of Light deserves its rating, it's just how it is. Some people gas it up and yeah, that's all. So anyways, this is the final review for Hypebeastman's channel for now until I return from break. There's a lot of things I've been going through in my life, but I do want to take some time because most of my videos I've been focusing on writing its scripts and ideas for my channel to be successful and for people to enjoy and watch it. Although I don't receive as much recognition as I'm doing this, it's completely fine as long as I know that I'm doing well with my videos and as long as I think this is the way how I want my videos to be, then that is perfectly fine by me. Other than that, guys, well, there's not much I can say here. I really hope you enjoyed this one. I tried my best, and there's another video after this, and a special one coming in May. May uploads coming up next, so we hope you enjoy, and peace, y'all!